The kitchen erupted as my father's voice exploded like thunder, shaking the walls. "How could you drag this disgrace onto our family, Sophie?" he roared, towering at the head of the table, his face a mask of rage and betrayal. My sister, Clara, leaned against the counter, arms crossed, her lips a tight slash as she watched the chaos unfold with cold detachment. I sat frozen, my pulse hammering in my chest, their accusing stares suffocating me like a noose tightening around my neck. My name is Sophie Carter. I'm 26, and tonight, my life is shattering. My father, my only parent since Mom died, gazed at me like I was a stranger who'd invaded his home. Clara, my identical twin, the golden child who always came out unscathed, didn't lift a finger to defend me. Accused of a crime I didn't commit, I was utterly alone. It began when court orders started piling up at Dad's house, each one a dagger, claiming I'd defaulted on loans I'd never heard of. Strange calls had buzzed my phone for weeks, voices droning about debts I owed. I'd brushed them off as scams, but now, with official papers glaring at me, the weight of legal threats loomed like a guillotine. "I didn't do it, Dad," I cried, my voice trembling but resolute. "I don't know how this happened, but it wasn't me." Clara shifted, her eyes glinting like shards of glass. "Oh, come on, Sophie," she sneered, her tone dripping with mock pity. "Your name's all over the documents. Just admit it and stop dragging this out." Dad's face hardened, his jaw clenching. "So you're telling me this is all some fluke? The loans, the complaints, the accusations? Why would anyone target you?" I swallowed the lump in my throat, desperation clawing at me. "Because someone framed me, Dad. Someone stole my identity. I swear I didn't do this." My gaze flicked to Clara, who threw her hands up in exaggerated innocence. "Framed? Seriously?" She scoffed, her voice venomous. "Who'd bother, Sophie? This sounds like a pathetic excuse." Dad paced, shaking his head, his voice a low growl. "I've given you every chance, Sophie, but this is too far. You're not a kid anymore, own up to it. Until you do, you're not welcome here." His words slammed into me like a fist, the ground tilting beneath my feet. "You're kicking me out," I whispered, the air sucked from my lungs. He didn't flinch. "Pack your things. Leave tonight." Clara sighed theatrically, her eyes glinting with crocodile tears. "I hate seeing this, but maybe some time away will help you think, Sophie." I turned on her, fury boiling over. "You're loving this, aren't you? You've always been perfect, and now you get to watch me burn for something I didn't do." Dad snapped. "Clara's not the issue here, you are. Go." Tears stung my eyes as I packed, the silence of my childhood room deafening. Each shirt, each memory, felt like it belonged to a ghost. Clara lingered in the doorway, her voice soft but hollow. "I wish it didn't have to be like this." I didn't turn. "Yeah, me too," I muttered, zipping my bag shut. The night air bit at my skin as I stepped outside, my duffel slung over my shoulder. The house loomed behind me, a fortress of betrayal. I glanced back at the glowing window. Dad didn't even come out. Clara's words echoed. "I hope you figure it out." Hollow. Sharp. Wrong. At the empty bus station, flickering lights cast jagged shadows. I bought a ticket to the nearest city, hands shaking as I handed over crumpled bills. Sitting alone, the truth sank in. No home. No family. Who'd frame me? Why? The bus's rumble jolted me from my spiral. I gripped my bag and boarded, vowing to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. The next days blurred, motel rooms reeking of mildew, instant noodles, sleepless nights. I couldn't wallow. I needed work. I landed a job at a dingy clothing store downtown, folding shirts to keep my mind off the wreckage. My coworker, Lena, a fiery redhead with a sharp tongue, didn't pry but somehow coaxed my story out. One quiet afternoon, as we stacked sweaters, I cracked. "It's a nightmare," I confessed. "Loans, fraud, I didn't do it." Lena frowned, leaning on the counter. "Someone pretending to be you, maybe?" My breath caught. "Pretending? Who'd?" She cut in. "Anyone look like you enough to pull it off?" The question hit like lightning. "Clara. My twin. Identical. My sister," I stammered. "But she'd never—" Lena arched a brow. "A twin? Sophie, come on. Who else could pass as you?" Jealousy, spite, people snap for less. My stomach twisted. "Clara? The perfect one?" "No." But doubt gnawed at me. That night, staring at the ceiling, old photos of us mocked me, mirror images, her playful jabs about swapping places now chilling. What if she'd turned those games into something sinister? I didn't call Dad or Clara. No proof. No point. Instead, I enlisted Lena. I'm digging into this, I told her at work. She grinned, eyes gleaming. About damn time. I'm in, let's nail this. We started with the court notices I'd kept, poring over them at her cramped kitchen table. Look, she said one day, jabbing a paper. The signature's off close, but not yours. And these accounts? Opened in the next city over. My heart thudded. Clara was there 2 years ago, some volunteer gig. Lena's eyes narrowed. Bingo. We need more. A trail. Our first stop was a rundown credit union. The clerk chirped. Welcome back. I froze. What? She faltered. Oh, I thought you looked familiar. Lena nudged me as I stammered. I'm here about a loan in my name. The clerk pulled up a file. You opened it in person 2 years ago. ID, signature, everything. She turned the screen. My name. Clara's face. My knees buckled. That's my sister, I whispered. Lena's jaw tightened. She's been playing you. 2 more banks, same story, clerks recognizing me, IDs with Clara's smirk. The truth crashed over me like a tidal wave. My twin had stolen my life, leaving me to drown in her mess. Back at Lena's, I seethed. The designer bags, the smug grins, it wasn't savings. It was me. She'd funded her glamour with my name. I met a lawyer, Mark Evans, in his cluttered office. If I pay the loans, does it clear me? I asked. He leaned back. It stops lawsuits, but not the record, unless you prove fraud. My pulse raced. And if someone stole my identity? His eyes sharpened. You'd be off the hook, but you need proof. Police report, disputes. They'd face charges. Clara in jail? My chest tightened. But I couldn't let her ruin me. Then it hit me, the family reunion, a week away. I'd confront her there, in front of everyone, with every shred of evidence. She'd pay the loans, clear my name. Or I'd turn her in. No jail, just justice. Lena helped me prep. Documents, recordings, a watertight case. They can't deny this, she said the night before. I hope so, I murmured. Dread and resolve warring inside me. The reunion was a battlefield. I stabbed me as I entered, whispers hissing like snakes. She's got nerve showing up. Perchie sued. Dad glowered by the fireplace, Clara preened by the buffet, queen of her court. Surprised you came, Dad grunted. It's family, I shot back, clutching my folder. Clara sauntered over, smirking. Brave, after your mess. I met her gaze. I've got something to say. Everyone should hear it. The room hushed as I stepped forward, voice steel. You think I'm a thief, a liar. I've got proof I'm not. I brandished the folder. Bank docs, IDs. It's not me. It's her. I pointed at Clara, holding up a loan scan, her face, my name. Gasps ricocheted. Lies, she shrieked. But I piled on dates, signatures, witnesses. The crowd's eyes shifted, pinning her. Dad's face drained. I've been framed, I said, voice breaking, by my own sister. Clara's mask shattered. You're all fools, she spat, storming out. I chased her, Dad behind me. In the lot, she fumbled her keys, panic wild in her eyes. Admit it, I yelled. Dad bellowed. Is it true? She cracked. Yes. Okay. I used her name. I didn't think it'd blow up. Dad reeled. How could you? She sobbed. I'll fix it, pay it all, clear her name. I swear. She did. Weeks later, my name was clean. Scars lingered, but I'd stepped from her shadow. Justice wasn't revenge. It was truth, raw and unyielding.